to Vietnam, to be honest. Good exchange between themselves. 47 minutes already on the clock. And this can be a lovely run from the right. Opportunity, brilliant cross in the box. Will it be that goal that India is looking forward to? No, there was a chance in the making, but an extremely emasculated cross. And before India could pounce upon it, it went back. India lead like that. 1-0 is never really safe. And here comes India through that centre field. This can be an incredible opportunity. Took a bit longer than expected. And I think India, Farooq Chaudhary, he was appealing for a penalty. There definitely was a push that came in from Wen Tan Chung. But was that substantial enough to make the referee point to the spot? For now, the referee says let the game going.
What do you think, Rohit? I don't think that was a big push over there on Farooq Chaudhary, but we can clearly see the intent. And we can clearly see Farooq Chaudhary right from the get-go. We've seen him be the danger man and the young starlet that you spoke about as well in the beginning. As of now, India looking to their forwards, hoping that they get a goal and they equalize this game against Vietnam.
I think when it comes to attack, they haven't really been that ordinary. They've actually looked good enough. Yes, I understand the final touch has been missing. It can be better. But what is missing out here for India is the bridging of the gap. There is a massive gap from where they're trying to channel the ball all the way from the defense to that forward line. This is where the midfield has to be a bit more, has to pay a bit more attention towards distributing the balls in a much more uniform manner. I think the second half, India has started on a much more positive note than they did that first half. But I think just starting the game on a positive note isn't enough to get you that all-important goal.
Well, India trying to move forward once again, a collision to dispossess them, and Vietnam still trying to come in through the wings. A ball into a lot of green space, but no red shirt to claim it. Again, India with its defense.
Once again, India from the right there. Lovely ball forward. Could have been a brilliant opportunity. Had the weight on them, starting to feel the heat in their own 10. Even though India is still to administer the coup de grace, the killing blow. But time and time again, they are knocking on the doors now. They are probing the Vietnamese defense. And that's exactly what Manolo Marquez will be hoping for. Onto the left now, Roshan. Couldn't really get past his marker there. Goes out for a throw in favor of India. India, they know that they are down by a goal, so obviously they'll have to work their way out. They'll have to restore parity here in Vietnam. And it's not going to be easy, make no mistake. It's going to be all sorts of difficulties coming up for India. And the Thien Truong Stadium in the Nam Dinh city. I mean, it has been an absolute live wire. The ambience, a hotbed of footballing fans coming all the way to enjoy their favorite team play in the textile factory of dreams.
Well, the Golden Star Warriors definitely have had quite the first half. It has been an interesting flurry of attacks because they've tried time and again to break through that wall. A penalty kick that went begging, which is probably a talking point and something that India can be proud of. That spot kick saved by Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. However, we did not see as many chances from the Indian forwards as one would want to. Farooq Chaudhary, as you can see, still very enthusiastic up front, still trying to get the possession, still trying to take things under control, but Vietnam continues to surge.
And another lovely cross in the box there, but Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. I mean, again, in the case of the goal as well, he did put in a crucial intervention, almost stalled the ball from going all the way to that finishing, to that goal line. But then it wasn't enough. There were a handful of the Vietnamese marauders waiting for that opportunity. That's another lovely delivery. This can be trouble, a gentle chip, and that's the equalizer. India has restored parity. And the goal, the all-important goal that we have been talking about, comes from the boots of Farooq Chaudhary. What an incredible moment. And we can see a few Indian fans as well in the stands.
Well, this is what we have been waiting for. Farooq Chaudhary with an audacious chip. He has been looking for this. We spoke about how he has been on the go. We spoke about how he's been hunting for opportunities. And this is exactly what India was looking for. Credit to the delivery. What a ball that was. A little mistake from the defense over there. And Farooq Chaudhary mercilessly takes control, takes things into his own feet in this occasion, and just lobs it over the goalkeeper. Vietnam was having a good shift in the back, and there you have it. A team that has not been able to manage to keep a clean sheet for the past 11 games, that is Vietnam. Farooq Chaudhary makes it 12, and a big smile on his face. What a day this is turning out for the youngster. An international friendly and a goal to his name on the score.
An international friendly with lots of friendly footballing action out here. And both these teams are now matching each other ounce for ounce. India, now that they have found the equalizer, now that they have restored parity, they will try to build. They will try and get that all-important leading goal as well. The second half has been much better for India. They have looked a lot more convincing, a lot more confident in terms of passing. The missed passes have been on the lower side as well. And that delivery in case of that goal, that was an absolute screamer. I think like the way you will give the credits to Farooq Chaudhary, similar credits has to be given to the assist. Once again, India on the prowl there. Coming in from the left, another opportunity possibly loading. What a brilliant release. And another attempt to try and square off the player out in the center. It was Lallianzuala Chante lurking around in front of the goal. And the delivery, another beauty altogether.
Well, Mr. Ganguly, I have only one thing to say to you, and it's game on. It's game on here in Vietnam. That goal has really breathed some life back into this match. And that goal from Farooq Chaudhary is not only what the Indian fans were waiting for, I think it is what any football fan was waiting for. A 1-0 game is probably not the best one to watch. If you're tuning in to watch a game of football, you want to see some goals, and what a goal that was. And now we can see the Vietnamese side making a few changes and a few injuries as well on the field, but I think this is maybe to break this momentum, to slow down the Indian side, because we're now seeing changes and subtractions and additions from the Vietnamese side.
This is what goals can actually do to you. It can leave you in a bit of a trouble. It can leave you in a bit of confusion. That's exactly what you don't really want to watch. And again, getting stretchered off, that is never really a good sign. Let's take a look at how it unfurled there. A nice bit of back flick that kind of looked pretty decent until there. And he had to be taken off the ground. It was Ven Phong Hang Dui. So Vietnam now under a bit of pump. And another corner right now for the Indian football team there. The visitors, they have just left their opposition stunned. And just a few moments ago, you were talking about a penalty save. Nonetheless, corner curled in towards that far post there. And a very poorly orchestrated corner, to be honest.
For India, they're moving forward. They're making the passes. They're not missing. And this is a friendly game nonetheless. A victory is what everyone is in search for.
About when does he bring on the likes of Edmund Lalundika, possibly Jeekson Singh as well. So similarly, what is going on in the minds of Kim Sang-sik, the coach of Vietnam in the second half?
It's funny you brought Manveer Singh into the picture, Rohit, because I was going to speak about how that is quite an ace to hold up your sleeve. We've seen the Vietnamese side make a few changes the moment they conceded a goal, which is age-old tactic, right? To slow down the momentum. They see that the Indian side, look at the passing. Look at how crisp and clear the passing has been. The Indian side in the first half, they were a little shaky. You could see a lack of vigor. You could see a lack of commitment. In fact, there were a lot of missed passes as well. But the minute they came out onto the field from the respective dressing rooms, they're off the gates. And that first goal is a testament to that. The goal they conceded, unfortunate, but it was coming. Vietnam is not out of this yet. It was a big blow from India to equalize, but it was not a knockout punch. It was not a deafening blow. And now you will see the game getting a little more physical. The last 30 minutes, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be an absolute cracker that you are going to enjoy live on FanCode.
And I think that is exactly what makes football beautiful. There will be physical tackles, there will be challenges, there will be tussles and bouts and whatnot. But at the end of the day, all for the sake of, if you are a defender, you keep the ball as far away as you can from the goal line. And if you are an attacker, you try every possible trick up your sleeves to get the ball into the back of the net. It's as simple as that. Back with Vietnam once again. The goalkeeper taking his time, sends it further forward, keeps the ball under control. India, another cross attempted, and this is exactly what has their strength been. They're trying to play the long balls, and I think if this is where they can introduce another attacking option, you never know. It can be tricky for Vietnam, because right now Farooq Chaudhary has been the solitary one doing the rounds in the opposition attacking third. He has been the only one looking out for the opportunities. Maybe if you can throw in a bit of Manveer out there, or maybe Edmund Lalrandika, this entire equation can shift. Marquez will have to make a few tough calls here.
That's the next thing I'm excited to see, Rohit. I'm excited to see what sort of changes Marquez will bring into this, because right now, this Indian side, they're rather energized.
We talk a lot about momentum, Pranav. I think this is what momentum is all about. They already have that equalizer, and they are still very much in that particular phase where they will try and take on any challenges, where they are kind of bubbling with the shift in the game. A look at how that opening goal came from Vietnam. A stunning strike, and Gurpreet Singh Sandhu did try and put his best effort to keep the ball out of the line, but that wasn't enough. As you pointed out before as well, there were a flurry of the Vietnamese attackers lurking large inside the Indian box. But then, just at the very beginning of the second half, India repaid them that equalizer.
Well, in that replay, I just realized Gurpreet Singh Sandhu made quite a full stretch save the first time around. Credit goes to the goalkeeper, but the follow-up is something that was not in his control at all. When you see two of your opponents charging towards the ball that is already left loose in front of the goal line, there's little you can do as a goalkeeper who is on the floor. And Gurpreet Singh Sandhu is a big guy. It takes time for him to get back up on his feet, but we've seen moments of athleticism from him. Even in this game, we saw him quickly grab onto the ball in that penalty kick, that spot kick, which he so flawlessly denied Vietnam. It could have been 2-1 if it weren't for the skipper. And now India trying to make it 2-1 from their end this time. Spreading out the play from the wing. Red shirts pouring back the gaps, not allowing India a chance. They paid the price the first time around when Farooq got the space. Oh, that's a poor error. That is a poor error. And Farooq Chaudhary trying to make it 2-1. And unfortunately, not this time. Close but no cigar.
I personally believe that had he not gone for the chip there for Farooq, he could have gone for that long ranger himself. But Farooq, I think I would say that was a very redoubtable effort. It's not easy to take a chance, take a leap of faith like Farooq did. But then at times, no matter what you do, it isn't enough. But Farooq Chaudhary, what a game he's had today. He's had an early shot. Vietnam, however, after a long time, have ventured out of their own half. And it looks like it's going to be a corner here and opportunity for Vietnam to try and release the pressure. Because the last 15 minutes possibly, India has called the shots with an iron fist. And Vietnam, they'll be happy to have a sigh of reprieve out here. Corner right now for the hosts.
Rohit, you're absolutely right about the fact that India has been calling the shots. We've seen the momentum being controlled by the boys in blue. Such a confident performance, such a confident display. And this corner denied by the man. And look at that goal kick. This is something that I've always been fascinated about. Gurpreet Singh Sandhu and his goal kicks are monstrous. He reached all the way to the final third of the opponent. Unfortunately, India not able to take control, and it has wound back up to Gurpreet Singh Sandhu as if the football was a boomerang.
Football is a boomerang, Pranav. Make no mistake, it'll come back at you harder than you let it go. So yeah, but again, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu and his robust free kicks. I think that's the best part about Gurpreet. The way he uses his physique to the best. I mean, he's a tall, towering contender. And the fact that he puts his every inch of his body on the line in order to try and stall those hard-hitting shots from their opposition. Apart from that, a few moments ago, you were talking about reflexes as well. Yes, when the ball's along the carpet, it kind of becomes challenging for Gurpreet. But over the years, he's proven himself to be the solitary wall of difference between countless instances where India could have been trailing and yet India stayed afloat. So yes, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, there's a reason why he's donning the captain's armband. There's a reason why he's manning the sticks for the Blue Tigers. And the fight goes on and on.
Right, I think the defense, the Indian defense has sort of cracked and figured out the movement of the Vietnamese side. We're seeing the fullbacks be a little more wary about the Vietnamese wingers who have caused so much trouble. Quite the physical jostle over there. India winning the free kick, and I think they will take it quickly from their half. 25 minutes left in this game, and 25 minutes of football, I'd say, is enough for a lot of goals, because football, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, whoever's watching this game, is one of the most unpredictable sports on the planet, because you might see a goalless game up until the 87th minute, and then all you know, in the last 3 or 4 odd minutes, you have 6 goals. Anything can happen, and anything is bound to happen in a nothing to lose friendly fixture over here. And if you wouldn't call this a friendly, if you wouldn't have the international friendly written over there on the band, who would believe that this game is a friendly?
Believe me, Pranav, no friendly, no international friendly is a friendly. It's always coming up with lots of frenzy, lots of action, and the well-known animosity between the two sides. When they take the yard, for them, all that matters is to find the back of the net, whether by hook or by crook. And it can get ugly. We have seen several friendly matches getting ugly because, you know, when you're taking the yard there, you don't come up with the intensity of a friendly. You're coming up with the intensity of a football match. And I think for both the teams who haven't really found the winning form, this friendly can be the difference between that next game where they can actually play with all their hearts on the line, and can also be very much the difference between a team lagging and continuing to lag further. So I think this is a very good chance for both the teams, for India and Vietnam, to showcase themselves. And as you pointed out, no, this is not looking like a friendly. It has got the signs of a well-blown, a high-octane battle in the making.
Well said, Rohit. And India back in possession. You've got 4 Tigers prowling forward. They opt for the wider routes. And here they come. Ball lob forward. There is space over here. Farooq Chaudhary is in a tight angle. Tries to cut it back in. But this time around, Farooq Chaudhary, unfortunately, misses his mark and he's being subbed out. What a performance he is at. Edmund is going to make his way in. More young talent coming on the field. But Farooq Chaudhary, this time around, taking a look at his goal, and what a goal this was. Such a cheeky attempt. It looks easy, Rohit. You've played football, I've played football. We both know that this is far more difficult than taking a clean shot on goal. Applying the right amount of pressure in a situation like that when the ball is already mid-air, that could have very easily found its way into the stands.
The nerves, believe me, in a 1v1 situation, the nerves are a lot more. Here's another cross in the box there, and could have been further trouble. Vietnam are living dangerously right now. It feels like they're living on the edge of a cliffhanger, and it can give away at any point in time. What a display this has been from the Blue Tigers in the second half. And I think the introduction of Edmund Lalrindika can also be a game changer, because Farooq Chaudhary, he was exhausted, he was tired. And Edmund, he's fresh. He kind of comes in with a similar skill set as that of Farooq Chaudhary. Let's see, can India find the winner, or Vietnam has got other plans?
I agree with you, Rohit. Farooq has been running around like an engine, and I think it's a good call from the coach. 60 minutes is more than enough to let your forward go and explore the fronts. But it's been a while, and correct me if I'm wrong, Rohit, the Golden Star Warriors have not paid a visit to the Tigers. Then it has been a while. This half has been an Indian half. They do have the Vietnamese side against the ropes. The Vietnamese number 9, we saw him in action. We saw him trouble the Indian defense in every 4 or 5 minutes. But it has been a while since we saw Vietnam take a chance. India is gaining that momentum. India is surging forward. And if it continues to go like this, and if India can get that ever-elusive goal to get them in the lead, we could finally see
It's happening for Vietnam, and the man who troubled India, and truth be told, it isn't just Vent 1. I mean, it's the entire Vietnam attacking unit that has been the money. But the ball's fallen back for India. That's a brilliant forward. Was stalled in his tracks. And a corner loading for the Blue Tigers.
Oh, Chandra, I will. And it's easy for us to say, but what could have been done over there differently? Maybe that first touch could have been in a different direction, beating that defender and then going for the shot. Because, mind you, it wasn't an off-target shot. It was a deflection. So it was the defender who got in the way. But another interesting and another dangerous opportunity created by Team India.
I think the shot that was taken, I mean, it looked okay to me, but the problem was that he didn't really get the angle going, because if he could have just taken another step for himself, created a bit more of space in the shooting lane, then it could have been a different story altogether. Vietnam now on the prowl from the left. India really needs to be careful. This can be trouble in the making, and truth be told, he lost his shape as well, lost his footing, and while he was trying to cross the ball into the box, completely delivered something that made no sense. So at the end of 72nd minute, I think Vietnam once again, one of those fragmented outings that we can say in the second half. And again, not the best of chances either.
Well, that's a speeding car going out of control, Rohit. That was a very, very fast run down the wing, and this is what India has been careful about throughout the game. Vietnam, on the other end, as you can see, on their morale after conceding, who has been in top form, has just been chipped by these little things. We always, the sportsmen are so stoic and they're so good at not showing their emotions and expressions, but these things do tend to play in your mind when you're on the field and there are 50 things going on in and around your head. These little things play in your mind, and as of now, Vietnam, we can't see them in the shape and in the comfort that they had in that first half. India, on the other hand, they've got another 18 to 17 odd minutes to bounce back into this game. We're also looking at some amount of...
May have a chance in the making. There comes the from the right.
चलिए दोस्तों चालू करते हैं आज की भी टेक न्यूज़ कैसी हो
we were see from Vietnam, but you could hear the audience, couldn't you, Rohit? There was a gasp. We could hear it all the way here in India. The stadium in Vietnam almost echoing, collectively resonating with that huge, massive gasp, because that was a close call. India could have lost this lead that they fought so valiantly for. And now India trying to surge forward because they realized that Vietnam was against the ropes, but it's not going to be that way for long. Quick passing by the Indian forwards, but possession given away once again in the midfield. Vietnam quickly maintaining this fast momentum, keeping the pace of the game alive, but rolling it back to the goalkeeper. An interesting fast past couple of minutes, Rohit. What do you think?
Absolutely decent box-to-box action as well on display, and I think one particular thing about the game right now is that you said very well that India has realized Vietnam won't be on the ropes for long. I think no matter how good an opposition is, how good they are playing, nobody remains on the ropes for long. The wheel of time, it does turn, and you have to adapt to it. You have to be ready for it when it comes. So now Vietnam has again started coming out on the attacks. They are prowling around in the Indian half. Once again, Vietnam, they have the possession at their feet from the left. That's a lovely minus. The ball still stays at their feet. And the shooting quotient out there could have been miles better. He went for glory all by himself, but didn't have the faintest of clue that he had made that angle extremely difficult for himself. Now India really needs to wake back up. The challenges are mounting as well, and now it's no longer only India, it's no longer only a one-way traffic. Zwana Chung coming off, Brandon Fernandez making his way to the center, and Vikram Pratap Singh, in fact Vikram Pratap Singh and Liston Colasso are the ones going in.
This is what I was waiting for, Rohit. Remember how we spoke about how the Indian side has so many aces up their sleeve? You've got a speedster in Liston Colasso, right? You've got so much pace in Liston Colasso. And it's so interesting to see him come on. What do you have to say about this substitution? Brandon Fernandez and Changte have made their way back to the desk. They've made their way back, and I think they're going to be a little unhappy with their performance. Mixed feelings, perhaps, but I think Brandon Fernandez with that assist, if I'm not mistaken, if it came from his boot, I think it has been a good outing.
Brandon Fernandez, he'll be definitely happy with the performance that he's put off. I mean, apart from that assist as well, he was pretty strong in the midfield, did rally up the forces up in the second half. But Lallianzuala Changte, I think he would have expected better from himself. And with the two substitutions that have been made, Liston Colasso, you very rightly pointed out that he is a speedster who has came in as a direct like-for-like replacement in place of Changte. But apart from that, Vikram Pratap Singh, I think he is more effective as the attacker. So I'm not going to expect much of that midfield creativity from Vikram. But you never know. Vikram can always be a surprise package. Once again, India looking around for an opportunity. Possession still stays alive at their feet, trying to use the left wing to their advantage. Looking for crossing space. There comes the cross, but repelled away by Vietnam quickly enough. And once again, India trying to snatch it back. And now Vietnam, they might just have an opening and an opportunity to try and hit India back on the counter. Looking for more numbers inside the box. And here comes the shot. What a save from Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. Reflexes sharper than a razor. Take a bow, Gurpreet, take a bow.
That is incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Talk about having cat-like reflexes. With a physique like that, you usually expect the big guy to move slowly, but that is an absolute legend of a goalkeeper. What a stop. Let's have a look at the reaction. That is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the reaction of the Vietnamese bench. That was a point-blank effort from Vietnam. This was supposed to be 2-1, but Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, once again, the guardian angel for Team India.
Once again, Vietnam goes in for a long delivery, but it eludes everyone in the process. I think both the teams are aware of the fact that they will have to be careful, and most while it was going out, along, which means a corner for another opportunity. Floated in, India repels that away, not for long. Ball falls back for Vietnam, trying to step over, loses his balance, and eventually concedes possession to the Blue Tigers.
India on the move. Listen, Golasso. Let's see if he can use that pace of his. I think he's got offside. He is. Look at the disappointment. Now, I'm so interested to see Golasso. What a change this is. And this is what, and we've been speaking about this. We've been speaking about how there are so many aces up the sleeve. And now listen, Golasso has a change coming in. I'm very interested to see how his pace and energy can turn this game around. When you give someone who has the potential to play not one, not two, but maybe 3 football games, because that's the kind of stamina Liston packs with him. Imagine sending a person like that for a 10-minuter. And that is exactly what a speedster can bring to the table. Very interested to see how Golasso can turn this thing around. Could they get that one goal that India has been looking for? Vietnam, on the other hand, has been dangerous. That previous opportunity was a goal. 9 out of 10 chances was a goal. But unfortunately for Vietnam, it was that one chance when Gurpreet Singh Sandhu just does not let you pass. You shall not pass. That is exactly what Sandhu said. And the skipper, once again, making another sensational save. He's far away from anything the critics have to say about this game.
Vietnam, they are hoping that they can reach Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. It goes without saying. 9 minutes of regulation time remaining. And apart from that, whatsoever gets added on. India, they are desperate to keep the hosts at bay. And they eventually salvage something from this game. Right now, as things stand, if the scoreline remains as it is, yes, India will share the spoils. They were hoping for a victory, but a draw away from home, that to win a chock-a-block stadium of Vietnam, they'll take it. Here comes the cross. Opportunity for Vietnam again. Header comes in. Danger's not over. And a goal line denial there. Would you believe it? India, they're defying physics. Anwar Ali, this time the hero. Danger still, and it flashes in front of the goal. Goes wide. India definitely are living on the edge, but they are living yet.
Well, this is turning out to be quite the Bollywood movie. Rohit, don't you agree? There is so much action. And we're rolling into the climax, but there is so much action. What is that? That is Anwar Ali probably going down to his knee level to head out what could have been another goal. And we've spoken about Anwar Ali. We've spoken about how he has been such an instrumental presence. You've spoken about Anwar Ali through and through. And there he is, man of the hour. Gurpreet Singh Sandhu says that, hey guys, I'm not the only one back here. And the defense says, don't worry, big man, we've got you. And there they come. And this is the kind of event that really boosts the morale for the men up forward. Could we see a comeback from India? Could we see a response from them? Because as of now, Vietnam, who were quiet during that first sort of period of this second half, are now lashing out with attack after attack. And here they come again. Lovely minus. That's just knocked out of play. That will be a corner. And yep, that is better than conceding a goal in this case. What an entertaining game this is turning out to be.
Absolutely, but I think India now needs to be slightly more careful, because I'll tell you why. I mean, that could have been actually a very corner. Can they eventually restore the lead? A flat enough corner, straight to Gurpreet. Oh my word. And yet you will breathe.
Well, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu just save goes in the illustrious list of heroics from Gurpreet Singh Sandhu in this game.
A draw will remain a draw. I mean, there's no tiebreaker which will follow. But the point is, I think India will be happy to draw here. I mean, we all know that we all have been waiting for a victory for India, but the kind of performance that they are up against, once again, Vietnam, long ranger, and Gurpreet slightly caught off guard with that. The ball bobbled just in front of him. And in situations like these, if you try and grip the ball, there's a high possibility you will end up losing it. I think that is technical brilliance from Gurpreet at its very peak.
Look at that. That looked like a volleyball attempt for a moment. Look, and rightfully pointed out over there, Rohit. The save looks easy, but it is not. Trust me, it's not. When the ball just bobbles in front of you like that, anything can happen. It can go high, it can go low, it can create some sort of a top spin. Good decision there by Gurpreet to just parry it away. And that's exactly what the big man has done. It's still 1-1. And like Rohit mentioned to all the audiences watching, because there was some confusion online as well about this, a draw will be a draw. Now, while everyone is happy with a draw, what the Indian fans truly want to see is a victory. And trust me, the Blue Tigers are surging forward for that. Vietnam, on the other end, I think they're a little frustrated. Even if you look at the dugout, Rohit, the dugout in the first half, you saw the South Korean manager as a very calm presence, but now you're seeing him getting a little bit animated. You're seeing the substitutes off the bench. The minute you see the substitutes off the bench, you know that the dugout is a high pressure situation right now. All the substitutes are standing by the manager near the touchline because they are literally on the edge of their seats. They want to see Vietnam get back into this game. They want to see one of these chances being converted. But every time they move forward, every time they create something special, you have one of the big men of the Indian defense. You either have Gurpreet Singh Sandhu blocking it, or if you have a heroic attempt by Anwar Ali, as we saw last time around. The Indian defense, they've been good today. They've been absolutely at their level best today, considering the side that they're facing. 1-1, I don't think any of the pundits were predicting a 1-1. And it's still game on.
Oh, and it very much is game on, and I think all these plans right now, India lining up quite a few changes just in a bid to try and introduce a few fresh faces into the mix there. And Suresh Singh doesn't really look like comfortable at this point in time. Suresh Lalingmoya and Roshan taken off. Akash, Dixon Singh and Lalrin Liana, they have made their way to the centre. So obviously, for all these youngsters, this is also a major challenge. They'll have to prove a point. They are out here for a reason. And I think what you were saying about the dugout of Vietnam, I think you also have to understand it isn't just India who actually hasn't been in the best of forms in recent times. Vietnam has also suffered, and that is why this victory isn't just important for India, but it's important for Vietnam as well. So they won't be happy with the draw either, and they definitely won't be happy with the draw. The reason being, they were the ones leading. They were the ones who were predominant even in the last 10 minutes. And if they are unable to find that winning goal, I think India will take this more or less as a morale-boosting, imaginative leap towards the fort. I will say it. I'll keep it that way.
Oh, Rohit trying to sugarcoat it as much as possible, making sure that no one lashes out on Twitter about this. But yeah, that is what it is. I'm not sure how many people saw the interviews, the pre-game interviews that the coaches were giving, but the Vietnamese coach spoke about how he to be a morale victory, a rather sentimental victory for India. However, it would end up in a draw, which means India will still be looking for that first victory of 2020.
I think another important thing that the coach of Vietnam wasn't expecting, but India, the way they have played the second half, they have been absolutely incredible, and they could have actually found goals but 6 minutes can be an intense spell of footballing action that can harm Pranav. I think a bit of a push out there, and the challenges continue. And yes, that was a substantial enough push, which eventually forced a free kick. The referee intervened and awarding a free kick. It's going to be Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, possibly with one of those long-range free kicks, with one of those towering hits of his, hoping for an Indian marksman to latch onto it forward. Take a look at the distance, how far it has gone.
I think Gurpreet Singh Sandhu can clear the field with that goal kick. I think he'll end up on the other side, if I'm not mistaken. His robust goal kicks is famous for them. But as of now, India does not need any goal kicks. They don't need any passing. Of course, they do need some good defense to keep the Vietnamese side on bay. But they might need a moment of brilliance. Just imagine the roof can be raised if India scores now in the last 5 minutes in stoppage time. That is a video clip that will be going viral on the internet everywhere because fans have been waiting for this throughout the...
Well, I believe the roof can actually come down here. If India scores, the Indian fans, they will be going berserk in India. And I think we also had a few fans from India in the dugout as well. So you never know what's going to happen. There was an Indian flag that was up for display. Now let's see, Vietnam, however, threatening as well. But India might just have an attack. Can they break free? This can be an opportunity, but actually gets lost in a melee of Vietnamese boots.
Too many red shirts to get past over there on that occasion. And as Rohit mentioned, and we do have a few Indian somewhere lost in this crowd, but there's always an Indian corner of the world. You're playing any sport, there's always a group of Indians who are ready to cheer you on. But there is a massive group of Indians all the way here across home watching, enjoying this game on Fan Code. Last 3 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, of stoppage time. Some collisions here and there, and we can see the tenacity of the game is increasing, the tensions are rising, and now Indians, the Indian footballing side, the national footballing team of India, they are trying to make the statement loud and clear. They do not want to settle for a draw. The Vietnamese side, as you can see, there's a little bit of frustration. That was a bad pull. That was a bad pull there by the midfielder from Vietnam. And now India will try to bounce back forward.
Back with India once again, and I think just that kind of run out in that center field, and the flag going up looks like the assistant referee, he spotted that infringement beforehand. And the reason I think you talked about the frustrations getting higher and higher in the Vietnamese camp, and that's a confirmation yellow card being shown to Thang Chung. Can Vietnam eventually break through? They are under the pump. India is not really letting them to have that free leeway that they would have expected. Another long ball sent forward, nicely headed away. India holding on to their dear lives.
Oh, that's a good turn. Promising turn. But is that a foul? That is. The referee waited for it. I think the referee tried to play advantage there for a moment. But another foul. I think this is going towards a draw, Rohit. What could have been a 1-0 defeat if it weren't for that audacious goal by Farooq Chaudhary, who says it could end at a draw. This looks like a promising chance. It's now or never for India. First shot deflected away. Second shot could not be converted. There is probably game set for this particular occasion. Will it end up in a draw? We only have a minute, but that was a golden opportunity. They were in on.
That could have brought the skies down, in fact, here at Vietnam for the Indian fans. The referee, he's blown the whistle. I think there's a bit of discussion going on. What exactly is going to be the decision? And is it going to be another free kick here? Looks like a free kick actually has been awarded, and just outside the box. Let's take a look there. To be honest, I don't think there was much of a touch out there. There was the touch, yes, but was that substantial enough for the referee to blow his whistle?
At this stage of the game, Rohit, may I add, because this free kick, that's the last roll of the dice. This is the last move we're going to see. And what a game this has been, what an international friendly this has been between India and Vietnam. And now Vietnam getting one last roll at the dice. Clip on the door, might I add. Wasn't intentional, nothing malicious, but right at the edge of the box. Vietnam with a free kick. Here we go. That's a low-ranged effort, brushing through the carpet, scorching the field. India trying to generate a counter-attack, but Vietnam not relieving possession. Could they get in another cross into the box? No is the answer. And that is the final whistle. Draw is what you are treated to today, ladies and gentlemen. It was quite a show with so much drama. Speak about penalties that were blocked. Speak about point-blank efforts that were blocked. Some excellent goalkeeping on both the sides, I must add. Vietnam getting a goal. A flurry of attacks which were denied one way or another. Anwar Ali with some goal lines clearances. And of course, Farooq Chaudhry getting that equalizer. Look too pleased as they leave from the stands. And they were gunning for a victory today. India, on the other hand, the victory, but at least this match does not end up in defeat. What are your thoughts, Rohit?
Yeah, I think the second half, it was a game of two halves. It was a game of two hemispheres. The first half, it certainly belonged to Vietnam. The second, however, India came back strongly enough. There was a brief burst of brilliance from Vietnam towards the end. That saw back-to-back saves coming in from Gurpreet Singh Sandhu and Anwar Ali. But apart from that, I think this was a game that was well played by both the sides. India still needs to work upon that attacking intent of theirs. But they learned from their mistakes in the first half. And they eventually deployed the right set of strategies, the right set of players, and the right set of maneuvers in the second half to try and fight the superlative supremacy, the superlative tactical supremacy of Vietnam in the latter's backyard.
Well, the Vietnamese players moving towards the stands to thank their fans, and this is a good sight to watch. I love watching the players interact with their fans. The Indian side does this as well. If you ever have the pleasure and if you ever get the chance, if you ever do move to a stadium, or if you ever make your way into a stadium where the Blue Tigers are playing, you'll always see this. It's sort of a tradition now, and this is an announcement, a declaration that Asian football is on its way up. We in India and Vietnam, a good friendly, and at the end of